Well, first of all, hello from Mark. This is my entry into the Fox Renderfarm Santa Ride competition. As you can see, basic render in DAZ done to 10K resolution. I have quite a good machine, so I tend to render high. And this is the basic clay render of the image, just to show you the shadows and less detail, just a general positioning. The next thing I did was to add a bit of detail to the sunglasses of Father Christmas. I did this using a stock image I had of a skyline, sizing it appropriately to the sunglasses, adding a wee bit of lens flare on top of that and masking it off just to fill in the sunglasses to give it a bit more detail even though it might not be seen properly. Since I find it quite difficult to produce images that are really perfect straight from iRay rendering, I use quite a lot of Photoshop actions. This is one action which is a paint art action. At full opacity you can see the effect it has. I tend to bring it down to about maybe 36% to just add a slight touch to the image. Next, you can see the image has come to be quite a bit lighter using the paint art image. I just add an adjustment layer to curve down the image darker slightly. I also have the Nick collection, which is a great wee plugin for Photoshop. Here you can see a detail extractor applied with high contrast and a reasonable amount of detail to bring the picture out. Fortunately, I've not quite rendered the image perfectly and there's a slight problem down with a hovering box. So all I simply did was copy part of the image box and move it down slightly. I quite like to add a lot of FX to the images I produce. These are lighting effects using curves and masks. You can see the mask there. What I would do is I would mask off and Gaussian blur the mask slightly and paint over the top of it using a fogging brush. There I've added another layer just to get a little bit more realism to the lamp glow. You can see both lamps look well reasonably nice. That's the headlights and a wee bit more detail to the headlights. Again, these would be Gaussian blurred and a wee bit of fogging brushing over the top. To add in any effects that are necessary, it's best to take a masking of the main part of your image. What all you need to do is take away the background and leave in the characters that you want to have effects positioned behind. This is great for adding in mist and smoke. Now, using the mask, I can add in some fogging effects behind the bike, just to give the image a bit of depth really. This is the mist from, or rather jet exhaust from the base of the bike, and the mask behind for some slight environmental fogging. It's a nice effect to have. You can see here the mask for the bike coming into play. You should know Photoshop a wee bit to see how this is done normally. Near to the last thing I do is darken down the image of the background slightly, adjust the motorbike group. As you can see, using masks again, using curves. The areas that are necessary to be darkened will be darkened around the mask of the curve. Pretty self-explanatory. I also like to use photo filters. This is a blue photo filter just to calm down the image slightly. And finishing touch, Rudolph's nose. It's just a slight bit of painting over the top on a different layer just to give it that effect. Also, you can see in the background here as Krampus, who's always there to spoil the holiday occasions. I like to add a wee bit of something special to each image, whether that be humour or anything else. And that's it for the image. And all I can say is looking forward to seeing the other entries and have a good Christmas or Krampusmas, everyone.